telling the story, tired of telling it your way. Yeah, I know what I saw, I know, but I found the floor. Before you take my heart, reconsider. Before you take my heart, reconsider. I've opened the door. I've opened the door. Here comes the summer sun. He burns my skin. I ache again. I'm over you. I thought I had a dream to hold. Maybe that has gone. Your hands reach out and touch me still, but this feels so wrong. Before you take my heart, reconsider. Before you take my heart, reconsider. I've opened the door. I've opened the door. Here comes the summer sun. He burns my skin. I ache again. I'm over you. Here comes the winter's rain to cleanse my skin. I awake again. I'm over you. Before you take my heart, reconsider. Before you take my heart, reconsider. I've opened the door. I've opened the door. Here comes the summer sun.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Backstage, dem Interviewmagazin bei Kanal 21. Heute ist Sivan Talmor bei uns zu Gast, eine gefühlvolle israelische Sängerin mit tiefgehenden Balladen und einer Mischung aus Pop und Rock. Hallo Sivan.
Hi.
Nice to meet you here.
Definitely.
Thank you for coming. First of all, I would like to ask you some questions about your career. When I started to investigate about your life, I was really impressed, deeply impressed, how your life was going on. So, if life is a road, how does your road look like?
Oh wow, it's probably I would say I don't know. It's a crazy road. It's I wanted to say like an amusement park. I think my life is like the road in the amusement park where you go through so many things and so many adventures, and yeah, I guess I feel like my life is very full and colorful, and I had a lot of I got to have a lot of experiences in my life, so I guess it brought me here. So here another one.
Yeah, that's nice. You decided to become a singer at the age of 10. So who helped you to get this profession?
We lived in the north of Israel, and then there was only one music school 45 minutes drive from us. And one day I heard this kid saying that she started learning how to sing opera. And then I came to my mother and I told her, Mom, I want to go to study opera singing. And she said, what? I was actually 9. And she said, what do you mean to study opera singing? And my parents are not a musician or something. So they don't have, it's not a world they're coming from or they understand it. And I told my mom, I want to go there. There's a school in this city. So she said, okay. And then she called and they said, listen, she's too young. 9 is just a little bit too young for classical singing. And then obviously I started crying because that's the thing I do the best. And she called again and she said, listen, she really want to come, Okay, so let her come here. We'll show her everything. And then she'll start learning piano. And when she'll be in a year or two, when she'll be grown up enough, we'll bring her again. Like she could start singing, learning how to sing. And then I arrived there and the manager took me to this tour around the place. And then he said, okay, now I want to hear you sing. And he did something with a guitar and I sang. And I still am, but I was also then a short person. So I looked also small. And he said, you know what? You're very small, but you have a big voice. I think you could start learning. So at the age of 9, I started singing opera. And my parents and also my grandfather used to take me once or twice a week to this conservatorium, to this music school. And only years later, it became a lot more, there was a lot more awareness to study music or singing or all this professions. So it became a lot easier. But during that time, it was kind of a rough journey I put my family into.
But they do well, I think. And we still hear your opera, I think, in the voice, also in falling in the song. That's really nice and awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's this good bass. Like I wasn't good enough. Like I think I didn't have the courage to take it all the way because opera singing is a very hard profession, and you need to be a very good nerd. And I'm just a half a nerd. I couldn't practice singing 8 hours a day. So when I was 18, I decided I put it aside. But then it really stayed in me. Like this whole, it's like the basic stuff where my voice is coming out from. So.
That's really nice. Yeah, thank you. And you started your albums in Hebrew, and then changed into English. So, why did you change the language?
My first album was in Hebrew, but I think I always felt as if something about the Hebrew language, I love the Hebrew language, but it's a lot more, it's a sharp language and it's a hard language and it has a lot of and like, and I felt as if I'm not able to say what I feel inside in Hebrew. Like I can't break the words and then re-put it like to a new thing, and I felt that my album wasn't good enough. Like I felt as if the lyrics, I didn't manage to precise it, to make it like very, very, very certain and clear. And then I met Ori, he's part of my band, and he was producing my first album in English. And I let him hear a couple of my songs in Hebrew, and then I told him, listen, I want to play you one song in English, just for you hear how I think I should hear, like how I think I should sound. And then I play him the song, And I finish it, and he looks at me and he goes like, "That's the way you should sound. You need to sing in English. I'm sorry. You write so much more honest and true in English." So I took it and I started writing in English.
Okay. Where did you learn English? Because I've heard in an interview with Timur Gashman from TLV1 that you moved to the UK. Had you been there a long time, or?
I've been there only for 1 year.
Okay.
But when I was a baby, like a tiny baby.
Okay.
But I guess, I had a babysitter, a nanny that took care of me, and she used to speak English to me. So I read somewhere that that's exactly the age where you're like a sponge, you get all the languages you hear and you put them in your hard drive. And then when I was about I think 8 or 9, we started learning English in school, and suddenly I knew everything and I could understand and speak. And so my teacher said, "Okay, you're going to be on a native English speaking class." And since then I've been pushing myself to use this language all the time, so I think it really helped me.
Yeah, it sounds like a mother tongue, I would say.
Yeah.
For you. So, but what's the difference between your first album, Fire, and the last released, Immigrants of Lace?
Fire was very intimate. The whole sound and the whole production was like, I feel that if you put this album, it's like sitting in a room with me. And Immigrants of Lace has a lot more freedom in it, and it's a lot more open. And I think that also because it was recorded live, I can tell you about it. It was a very cool thing we did, but it was recorded totally live, and it's also an album that talks about topics that a lot more me as a grown person, about being a woman and being strong and being free. I think Fire is a lot more fragile, and Immigrants of Lace is like putting it and saying, "Hi, I'm Sivan Talmor and I'm just right here."
Okay, so it's really strong, powerful.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
Do you think that this has to do with the last 3 years you became your child, and you are a tough woman, or?
Definitely. I think that being a mother really made me stronger and really made me believe that I could do everything. And suddenly I said, what? I could bring life to the world, so I could do it all.
Yeah. So is this an advice for your audience also? Because I've just heard you want to hear to your good feeling, to listen to your good feeling and do what your good feeling says to you. So is this your wisdom for us?
Yeah, maybe. I think that it's always about believe in yourself, believe, and don't be afraid to dream and to explore. I understood that it's not about being like a huge artist, or I want to make music, I want to be with my family, and I want to see the world. That's what I want to do in this life. I got one life round, at least that I'm aware of, and I want to do it, I want to make the best out of it, and that's what I want to do. So I want to bring my heart to people, and by that, meeting people from around the world and seeing the world. So yeah, believe that you have the power to change everything. I think that's what it's all about.
Thank you. Nice words at the end of our interview. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. We will listen afterwards to your last song and I will say goodbye to our audience. Wir hören zum Schluss noch ein Lied von Sivan. Euch danke ich fürs Zuschauen. Schaltet wieder ein, wenn wir Backstage gehen. Tschüss.
If I ever felt like I couldn't bear it anymore, I'd choose it again and find salvation in the more. If I ever felt that I'm so lonely and so blue, I'd choose it again to be alone in darkness blue. 'Cause that's the way I feel alive. And that's what keeps me awake to die. Again I'm falling the steepest slope. Again I'm ruining, I'm wrecking, I'm causing it all to blow. If I ever had one good thing in my life, I'd probably drop it and bury it in ground alive. 'Cause that's the way I feel alive. And that's what keeps me awake to die. Again I'm falling the steepest slope. Again I'm ruining, I'm wrecking, I'm causing it all to blow. That's the way I feel alive. And that's what keeps me awake to die. Again I'm falling the steepest slope.